Well, good morning on Mother's Day, and bless you mothers. Today we'll start out with a verse. John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. He whoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. You know, a lot of people say to me, why do you preach that gospel? Well, I don't preach it. I live it. The Lord came, taught, healed, and fed us all. He died for us all. And I know some people will be offended, but that's okay. That's your opinion. You can be offended. Other people will not. I pray that you all hear me and understand me. I really don't care if your opinions are negative, because if they're negative, I've hit a nerve. And that's the name of this tune. So, now let's go on to something that might be a little bit easier for you to grasp onto. These two knives here, they can be thrown as a weapon or thrown as just at a target. Not recommended. These jewels here are made for up close combat. That's what they were designed for. I'm not saying you go out looking for a fight now. Don't get that up. These knives here are made for throwing and combat. Knives like this are used by the Navy SEALs, Army Green Berets, Army Rangers, Marine Grunts, who's a sturdy, well-built, well-balanced, and very proficient in what they're going to do. Now these two knives are also up and close and personal, but yet they can be thrown. You'll say, well, the other two weren't, but that's what these are designed for. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on knives or axes. A friend of mine bought me a very popular axe that's used in competition called a Walt. And it is a good axe. It's well balanced, well made. I can't throw it worth of beans. I can throw this pretty effectively. As you can see, it's kind of beat up on the edges. Needs a little cleaning up. This axe here, it's designed for close-up combat, but you can also throw it up to 75 feet. Okay? And I have many axes. These ones here, definitely just close up and personal. They don't have a lot of weight to them, but their design is perfect. Now, one would ask, why would an old double like you throw axes, do archery? Well, one, had to get myself into better shape than what I was in. Like I said before, I had 4 strokes, a mini stroke. I have an AFib in my heart, a tumor growing in my brain. So the chips are kind of down on me, and I wasn't having any fun. And then I sat reading and listening to more things. The government has made it very hard for us to get ammo for our guns. I think they realize it would be probably almost impossible to disarm this country of all its firepower. Am I saying that everybody should have an automatic M16, AR-15, or AK-47? No, I'm not. Those are specialties. But as an individual American, I will fight for your rights to bear arms. Now, if this country was invaded, and they look at all the police records and everything, they'll probably find, oh, George up there in Maine, he don't got no guns. He's just a useless old farmer up there in Maine. They don't know about us Maine people. We're not dumb, and we're not just farmers. We're fighters. I chose these types of weapons just in case I have to use them. I don't want to use them. But when it comes to the protection of my home, my neighbors, my family, my children, I will. In a heartbeat. My pastor counsels me every week on having the right attitude, the right thoughts. As he has said many times, Christ could have snapped his fingers and his enemies would have disappeared. But Christ loved his enemies, and I will love mine, but I won't go down without resistance. So the next video I do is going to be outside. It's going to be probably maybe a little bit of archery, a little bit of axe throwing, and a little bit of knife throwing. Now, what I am going to tell you right now so you can figure this out, there's a lot of good tutorials out there on how to throw a knife, or how to throw an axe, or how to fire a bow. I give credits and kudos to them gentlemen, because some of them are very, very good at what they do. But I was struggling. I could not get a knife to stick in my target worth of beans. I mean, I'd throw it and hit the target and bounce down to the ground. Well, I'm a lazy cuss, so I don't like picking them up. So I was getting tired of that. Then one day I was reading on YouTube by a gentleman named James Tracy, I think it was. I'm not sure now. But what he told his viewers to do, just go out, find your comfort zone on how to hold the knife, how to throw the knife, and then do it. Well, I did that, and after a few days of doing this, they were sticking like you couldn't believe. And so maybe tomorrow when I do my next recording, that's what we'll do. Only we'll have more knives. I mean, if you look over here, excuse me, you will see I have different kinds of knives, and they're for different purposes. Like with a throwing knife, there's no edge on them, nothing, okay? A self-defense knife that you can throw will have an edge on it. So, that's the lesson for today. And remember, My goal is not to teach you. My goal is to be your guide. Again, happy Mother's Day to all you ladies out there and mothers here or above. Bless you all. May God show you with his blessings. Amen.